Hello, welcome if you are new, and welcome back if you have joined us before. In this comprehensive series, we will compare and analyze all types of English conditional sentences, providing you with clear explanations, practical examples, and quizzes to test your understanding. Today's lesson focuses on zero conditional sentences. Zero conditional sentences are used to express general truths or facts that are always true under certain conditions. They are formed using the conjunctions if or when, followed by the present simple tense, in both the main clause and the conditional clause. The main difference between using if and when in zero conditional sentences is that if implies a hypothetical condition, while when implies a certain condition that is expected to happen. Here are some examples of zero conditional sentences using if. 1. If you heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, it boils. 2. If it rains, the ground gets wet. 3. If you mix blue and yellow, you get green. And here are some examples using when. 1. When you squeeze an orange, juice comes out. 2. When the sun sets, it gets dark. 3. When you add salt to water, it dissolves. In addition to if and when, there are other conjunctions that can be used in zero conditional sentences, such as unless, provided that, and as long as. These conjunctions also express conditions that result in a specific outcome. Here are some examples using other conjunctions. 1. Unless you study, you won't pass the exam. 2. Provided that you follow the instructions, the experiment will succeed. 3. As long as you eat healthy food, you will stay fit. These sentences all follow the structure of zero conditional sentences, where the present simple tense is used in both clauses to express a general truth or fact. To ensure clarity and avoid any confusion when discussing zero conditional sentences, it is important to have a clear understanding of what a present simple tense sentence is. The present simple tense is one of the basic tenses in the English language. It is used to describe actions or states that are habitual, regular, or permanent. In other words, it is used to talk about things that happen repeatedly, facts, general truths, and routines. The present simple tense is formed by using the base form of the verb, also known as the infinitive, without any changes for the third person singular. To form the present simple tense, we use the base form of the verb for all subjects except for the third person singular, he, she, it, where we add an s or es to the end of the verb. For example,
I eat breakfast every morning. You play tennis on weekends. He, she/it watches TV in the evening. We go to school together. They like to travel. The present simple tense can be used in various situations. 1. General truths and facts. We use the present simple tense to state facts that are always true or generally accepted. For example, the sun rises in the east. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. 2. Habits and routines. The present simple tense is used to describe actions that happen regularly or repeatedly. For example, I go for a run every morning. She brushes her teeth before going to bed. 3. Permanent situations. We use the present simple tense to talk about permanent states or conditions. For example, I live in New York City. He works as a teacher. 4. Scheduled events. The present simple tense can also be used to express future events that are part of a fixed schedule or timetable. For example, the train leaves at 9 a.m. tomorrow. The concert starts at 7:30 p.m. tonight. It is important to note that the present simple tense does not indicate actions happening at the moment of speaking. For actions happening right now, the present continuous tense is used. Okay, now that present simple tense is fresh in your mind, let's proceed with a short quiz to test your understanding of the present simple tense. Each sentence will be followed by a true or false option, along with an explanation for why it is true or false. Then we will go back to zero conditional sentences. One. The sun rises in the east. True or false? Explanation. This sentence describes a general fact or a habitual action. The sun always rises in the east, so it is true. The present simple tense is used to express this kind of permanent fact. 2. I am eating dinner right now. True or false? Explanation. This sentence uses the present continuous tense to describe an action happening at the moment of speaking, so this statement is false. 3. She goes to school every day. True or false? Explanation. This sentence describes a habitual action that occurs regularly. The use of every day indicates that it happens repeatedly, making it true. The present simple tense is used to express such routine actions. 4. They are playing football on Saturdays. True or false? Explanation. Similar to question 2, this sentence uses the present continuous tense to describe an action happening at a specific time, on Saturdays. Therefore, it does not fit the requirement of using the present simple tense and is false. 5. My brother doesn't like chocolate. True or false? Explanation. This sentence uses the negative form of the present simple tense to express a permanent state or opinion, not liking chocolate. It is true because it describes a regular characteristic of the subject.
Okay, now let's go back to zero conditional sentences and look at some examples. Here are 3 or 4 sentences for each of the given conjunctions in zero conditional sentences, along with an explanation of why they are considered zero conditional. 1. If in zero conditional sentences. If you heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, it boils. If it rains, the ground gets wet. If you mix blue and yellow, you get green. Explanation. The conjunction if is used in zero conditional sentences to express a general truth or scientific fact that always happens when the condition is met. These sentences describe cause and effect relationships that are universally true. 2. When in zero conditional sentences. When you freeze water, it turns into ice. When the sun sets, it gets dark outside. When you add salt to water, it dissolves. Explanation. The conjunction when is used in zero conditional sentences to describe events or situations that always occur when a specific condition is met. These sentences express a cause and effect relationship that is consistently observed. 3. Unless in zero conditional sentences. Unless you water plants regularly, they wither. Unless you study hard, you won't pass the exam. Unless you eat, you will feel hungry. Explanation. The conjunction unless is used in zero conditional sentences to express a necessary condition for a particular outcome. These sentences state a general truth that applies whenever the condition is not fulfilled. 4. Provided that in zero conditional sentences. Provided that you follow the recipe correctly, the cake will turn out delicious. Provided that you have enough fuel, the car will run smoothly. Provided that you pay your bills on time, your electricity won't be cut off. Explanation. The conjunction provided that is used in zero conditional sentences to indicate a condition that must be met for a specific result to occur. These sentences express a cause and effect relationship that is consistently observed when the condition is fulfilled. 5. As long as in zero conditional sentences. As long as you exercise regularly, you will stay fit. As long as you brush your teeth twice a day, you will have good oral hygiene. As long as you save money, you can afford to go on vacation. Explanation. The conjunction as long as is used in zero conditional sentences to express a condition that must be continuously met for a particular outcome to be achieved. These sentences describe cause and effect relationships that are consistently observed when the condition remains true. Are these sentences zero conditional? 1. If it rains, the ground gets wet. This sentence expresses a general truth that whenever it rains, the ground always gets wet. 2. When you heat ice, it melts. This sentence states a fact that whenever ice is heated, it always melts. 3. Unless you study, you won't pass the exam. This sentence indicates that studying is necessary to pass the exam, otherwise, it won't be possible. 4. Provided that you can enter the club provided that you have a membership card. This sentence implies that having a membership card is a condition for entering the club. 5. As long as you can borrow my car as long as you return it by tomorrow. This sentence means that borrowing the car is allowed only if it is returned by tomorrow. All the sentences are yes. What about these? 1. If you mix blue and yellow, you get green. 2. When it snows, the temperature rises. 3. Unless you eat healthy food, you will gain weight. 4. Provided that you have a ticket, you can enter the concert. 5. As long as you exercise regularly, you will stay fit. Answers: 1. Yes. 2. No. 3. Yes. 4. Yes. 5. Yes. Quick review. Zero conditional English sentences are used to express general truths or facts that are always true. They consist of two clauses: the conditional clause, if, when, unless, provided that, as long as, and the main clause. Hope this helped you understand zero conditional sentences better. Please come back as we continue this series on conditional sentences. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already.